The women would historically learn to run the household, and the problem is the household became automated, so it wasn't really a full-time job as much anymore, and the women could go out of the house safely, so they didn't have to have.
Yeah.
It just changed because the environment changed, the possibilities changed. And as the government grew, you didn't really need men at all because women could work or they could have the government help them when they were vulnerable with kids. So you
Yeah.
didn't really need as much protection from men. That's another reason why I think women are much more likely to look for big government, and men are less likely to do big government.
Yeah. And that would you say feminism risks becoming reactive if not integrated psychologically?
Well, if it's, I'm not sure what you mean by reactive or integrated, but
Like,
if you mean that it's seen as a women are being harmed or deprived
yeah.
by the laws and processes in society, rather than, yeah, maybe the changes aren't happening quick enough, but also the there's a view that to change and be more like what men were doing. I don't know if it's less harm or more harm. It's different harm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah,
I
that's
don't
kind of
know.
what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like recognizing that the hurt without being governed by it, or how, how do we, yeah, how can we reimagine this power dilemma without swinging into reverse domination? And you know,
So that's why I wrote that chapter on the families and the childbearing. I said, well, the way I thought of doing it is you raise kids to not be focused solely on blaming externals and to deal with their own actions as well. And school systems to do a little bit more of the traditional teaching, even if it's difficult for kids, use to give up all standards because the standards are difficult. Then you have a society without very much achievement. That if you go overboard and overprotect the child, what do you get for a child if you overprotect the child? And if you underprotect the child, then you get a problem too because the child doesn't have the notion of empathy or
Mhm.
no one cared for them, and they have all kinds of other problems. There's a sweet spot in the middle that's not always easy to find.
Yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
that's yeah. So I tried to show in that chapter how a parent could operate in the sweet spot.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah, you mentioned things, yeah, like fostering kind of this emotional safety, but having listening spaces, having vulnerability or somatic grounding, some type of. I think that is the yeah, I guess the sweet
It
spot.
was a way for the parent to know how to help the kid learn problem solving together. So you're training the child to have live in a family where they're a person, they're part of a group or that's functioning together. It's not just all about the kid.